Orange cats have one of the strongest reputations in the cat world. Owners call them affectionate, fearless, talkative, chaotic, and sometimes hilariously unpredictable. The internet even jokes that every orange cat shares the same brain cell. But is any of that actually connected to the gene that makes them orange? Beneath that familiar ginger coat are hidden patterns, unusual genetic rules, rare biological accidents, and a mystery scientists spent more than a century trying to solve. In 2025, they finally found the missing piece. And by the end, you may realize that science can explain the color of an orange cat, while their famous personality remains far more mysterious. If you enjoy discovering the hidden science behind the animals we share our lives with, subscribe and join us for more stories like this. Most people talk about orange cats as if they belong to one giant family, but they do not. Orange is not a breed. It is a coat color that can appear in Maine Coons, Persians, British Shorthairs, American Shorthairs, and ordinary domestic cats. Two orange cats can look completely different in size, body shape, and fur length because the color sits on top of whatever genetic background the cat already has. Orange is not the cat itself. It is the paint job genetics placed over the cat that was already there. But if orange is only a coat color, why are so many orange cats male? Think about the orange cats you have known. Chances are, most of them were boys, and genetics explains why. The genetic mechanism responsible for orange coloration is located on the X chromosome. Male cats normally have one X chromosome and one Y chromosome, so they only need the orange version on their single X to become orange. Female cats usually have two X chromosomes, which means they need the orange version on both to become fully orange. That combination is less common, which is why roughly 3 out of 4 orange cats are male. So when someone automatically calls an orange cat he, they are making a surprisingly good statistical guess. But sex is not the only clue the orange genetic system leaves behind. Look closely at an orange cat's forehead, legs, mides, or tail, and you will notice another pattern hiding in plain sight. Every orange cat displays some form of tabby marking. Some have narrow stripes. Others have bold swirls, broken spots, rings around their tails, or faint ghost markings that only become visible under bright light. Even orange cats that appear almost solid still show traces of tabby patterns because of how orange pigment interacts with the genes controlling coat appearance. Your orange cat may look like one uninterrupted flame of color from across the room, but move closer and another design begins to appear. And one part of that design has fascinated humans for centuries. Between the eyes of many orange cats sits the familiar tabby marking that resembles the letter M. Science explains it as part of the natural tabby pattern, but humans have created stories around it for generations. Different traditions connected the mark with sacred cats, religious figures, protection, and blessing. These stories existed long before anyone understood feline genetics. Science can explain how the mark appears. Humans have spent centuries trying to explain what it means. But some marks on an orange cat do not appear until much later in life. One day, an owner notices a tiny black spot on their cat's pink nose. Then another appears near the lips, and perhaps more become visible over the following years. For many orange cats, these spots are caused by lentigo. Pigment-producing cells become more active in small areas of skin, creating dark spots commonly seen on the nose, lips, gums, and around the eyes. Lentigo itself is generally harmless. Although any spot that changes shape, becomes raised, bleeds, or looks unusual should still be examined by a veterinarian. So those tiny freckles may simply be marks of time appearing on a face you have loved for years. Orange cats also have another physical reputation that owners often notice. they seem big. The orange genetic mechanism does not directly make cats larger. But because most orange cats are male, and male cats are larger on average than females, orange cat populations naturally include more large-bodied individuals. Breed, nutrition, health, and genetics still matter, of course. But the unusual sex ratio helps explain the familiar image of a large ginger cat stretched across half the couch. That oversized orange cat may owe part of his impressive size to the same genetic pattern that gave him his coat. But size is not what made orange cats famous on the internet. Their personality did. Ask orange cat owners to describe their pets, and certain words appear again and again. Friendly, affectionate, social. Talkative, bold, food-obsessed, occasionally ridiculous. Some surveys of owner perceptions have even found that orange cats are often rated as especially friendly. But this is where the story becomes complicated. An association between coat color and personality does not prove that orange genes directly control behavior. Because most orange cats are male, some perceived differences could reflect population differences related to sex rather than coat color. Breed, early socialization, living environment, neuter status, and individual experience can also shape behavior. And human expectation matters. If people already believe orange cats are friendly and chaotic, they may remember behaviors that confirm the stereotype, while overlooking moments that do not. So perhaps orange cats really do behave differently. Or perhaps humans have become very good at seeing what they already expect to see. Which brings us to one of the internet's favorite feline mysteries: orange cat energy. Videos show ginger cats falling off furniture, stealing food, climbing into impossible spaces, challenging larger animals, and staring at their owners as if absolutely nothing happened. The joke became so popular that people began saying all orange cats share one brain cell. But viral videos create their own kind of illusion. A calm orange cat sleeping quietly for 6 hours is unlikely to become famous. A ginger cat launching itself into a cardboard box and destroying the kitchen might. The more people expect orange cats to behave strangely, the more those moments are recorded, shared, remembered, and turned into evidence for the stereotype. Still, that does not mean owners are imagining everything. The population is heavily male. Individual genetics vary. Socialization changes behavior. Different breeds bring different temperaments. All of these factors may combine with human expectations and internet culture to create what we call orange cat energy. The most interesting possibility is that there may be no single explanation. Orange cat energy could be biology, environment, perception, and culture reinforcing one another. And long before orange cats became internet celebrities, at least one had already become a real star. His name was Orangey, and during the 1950s and 1960s, he became one of Hollywood's most successful animal performers. He appeared in several productions, but his most famous role was alongside Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Orangey won 2 Patsy Awards, an achievement no other cat has matched. Yet trainers reportedly described him as difficult, unpredictable, and sometimes impossible to find when he disappeared from the set. Decades before the internet invented the phrase, orange cat energy, Orangey seemed to be living it. But another famous orange cat left behind something more emotional than a film career. Winston Churchill was deeply attached to a marmalade cat named Jock, who became his companion during the final years of his life. After Churchill's home at Chartwell was preserved, a tradition developed of keeping a marmalade-colored cat there in Jock's memory. Successive cats have carried the name and lived on the property. Churchill is gone, the original Jock is gone. But generations later, an orange cat still lives at Chartwell, quietly preserving the memory of one beloved animal and the human who loved him. Yet, the strangest legacy of orange cats is not found in history. It is written inside their cells. Remember why female orange cats are less common? A female normally carries 2 X chromosomes. If one carries the orange version and the other carries the non-orange version, something remarkable happens during early development. In each cell, 1 X chromosome is randomly switched off. Some groups of pigment-producing cells keep the orange-carrying X active, while others keep the non-orange X active. As those cells multiply, they create patches of different colors across the body. The result can be a tortoiseshell or calico coat. That coat is more than a beautiful pattern. It is a visible mosaic showing which X chromosome remained active in different populations of cells. And every once in a while, genetics produces something even rarer. A male cat can be born with an extra X chromosome, giving him an XXY chromosome pattern. If he carries different color versions on those X chromosomes, he may develop a calico or tortoiseshell coat. These males are extremely uncommon and often infertile. The orange genetic system does not simply produce ginger cats. Under unusual circumstances, it can create some of the most remarkable coat patterns in the feline world. But not every genetic surprise is dramatic. Sometimes, orange simply turns the volume down. Those pale cream-colored cats that look completely different from deep ginger cats are genetically orange. They carry additional genetic variants that dilute the pigment, changing bright orange into softer shades of cream or buff. The underlying color has not disappeared, its intensity has changed. Cream is orange with the volume turned down, and this raises a practical question. Does the genetic mechanism behind orange fur affect a cat's health? Current evidence does not show that the orange color mechanism itself creates a broad health disadvantage. An orange cat's health is influenced far more by breed, inherited conditions, nutrition, environment, veterinary care, and lifestyle. That distinction matters because unusual coat colors in some animals can be associated with health problems. For orange cats, current research suggests the color mechanism itself is not a general sign of poor health. But here's what makes that statement remarkable. Until recently, scientists did not even know exactly which gene was producing orange fur. For more than a century, researchers understood the inheritance pattern. They knew orange coloration was linked to sex. They knew the responsible region was located on the X chromosome. They could watch the trait pass from parents to kittens. But identifying the exact molecular mechanism proved surprisingly difficult. Scientists could follow the trait through families, narrow down the region of the chromosome, and predict many coat patterns it would produce. Yet, the actual genetic change remained hidden. How can scientists know where a trait lives, watch it travel through generations, and still fail to identify the switch controlling it? The answer was hiding outside the place many people would expect. And in 2025, the mystery finally broke open. Independent research teams studying orange cats identified a small deletion in a non-coding region of DNA associated with the gene ARHGAP36. The deletion did not simply change the instructions for building a protein. Instead, it altered gene regulation, causing ARHGAP36 to become unusually active in pigment-producing cells called melanocytes. That unusual activity affects pigment production and shifts the coat toward the orange coloration humans have recognized for generations. The discovery also helps explain why the trait is linked to the X chromosome and how the same genetic system contributes to patchwork patterns seen in tortoiseshell and calico cats. After more than a century of following orange fur through family trees, scientists had finally identified the missing molecular mechanism. But did they discover a gene that explains why orange cats are affectionate, chaotic, fearless, talkative, or strangely obsessed with stealing food? No, they solved the mystery of the color, not the personality. And perhaps that makes orange cats even more fascinating. Science can now explain why their fur turns orange, why most are male, why tabby markings appear across their coats, and how the same genetic system can create extraordinary mosaics of color. But the personality millions of owners swear they recognize remains much harder to explain. For more than a century, orange cats carried a genetic secret scientists could see but could not fully understand. Today, we finally know far more about the molecular mechanism behind their famous coat. Yet one question remains open. Is orange cat energy biology, coincidence, human expectation, or some combination of all three? So let us turn the comments into one enormous unofficial experiment. If you have ever lived with an orange cat, tell me the strangest, funniest, or most unexpectedly loving thing they ever did. Let us see whether orange cat energy is really as universal as the internet believes. And if you want to keep discovering the hidden science and surprising stories behind the animals we share our lives with, I will see you in the next video.